Welcome to Tesla Stock Daily Report. And it's sort of a blue sky day. Well, that's what I like to do if the stock is up. But, stocks go up and down, so don't take it really seriously. The stock could be down in the dumps. Could be down in the dumps with the funny bird. Well, you know what? Welcome to the amazing education channel that helps you. It's not financial advice because only registered certified financial advisors can do that, but it's information about Tesla stock. And if you look at the other videos, it's really what's going to help you and everybody have a better future if people followed my recommendations. Well, who am I? Why could I possibly give advice? Well, my IQ is a little bit above 120, so I'm not a genius, but if you're smart enough to understand my videos and you're not smarter than me, you could stand to benefit from my information and from my experience. And basically, we have to be peaceful on this planet, take care of the planet, and maybe follow Elon Musk to Mars and be interplanetary, even get out of the solar system if we want to have a good future. And why do I say that? Well, we've seen so many people die from the past wars, from not being peaceful, and basically not understanding human rights, having bad leadership that also doesn't understand protecting individual humans. There's any kind of collectivism. And when you look at Tesla, it's sort of the opposite of that. It's a private company. It's helping people move away from pollution, right? And yes, you can argue about that, but over the long term, say you have some nice solar panels or some wind power or other kind of so-called renewable energy, even though you have to dig up the resources, okay, so you have to do some mining, there's no doubt about it. But if you're going to drive and transport things, especially on Mars, probably you're going to need electric vehicles. So Tesla's wonderful for that. What's the report today on the stock? Okay, let's think about that. Well, it's not at its highest. It was up last year, so 2021. It was, I believe, 1,200 or close to it, and it was incredible. Now, with stock splits and everything, it's going to change the prices that I talk about in the future, okay? You have to take that into consideration. But at the current stock number, like the number of shares, it was at 1,200, and it was pretty good, actually. And Elon Musk said quite overvalued, and it's been coming down since. So the long-term trend since that high point last year has been down. And well, what's happened? We have a continuing problem with bad problems with Shanghai production and the overall economy, and well, inflation, prices of resources going up a lot due to the pandemic, and people just not wanting to work. They just want to live in their cars maybe and stay away from others. And it might not be a bad decision for health to try to stay away and not be in a busy workplace, because that's where a lot of people that could get sick, especially if they have some kind of health problem, and they could get sick from COVID, and then that could be the end. So why should they work, right? And if they can be healthy by avoiding the crowded workplaces, then it's actually a good thing. So I'm not saying that the economy declining is a bad thing. We can't ever have always increasing growth. You know what ever increasing growth is called? It's also called cancer sometimes. And so even though I'm happy if Tesla does well, but overall, actually, the planet would be much better off if we hadn't had such large families, okay? So let's don't mention that to Elon, who's having children that he's not caring for directly. Oh my gosh. I can't say he's a good parent. I don't, you know, there are other companies that I really admire, but this report is about Tesla stock daily. Okay, so you know what is it doing right here near the end of July? It's I think July 28th right now. It's Thursday. So well, it's been up because the basically, if you want to understand what's happening, they did increase quite a lot of their production and sales of their cars compared to last year, and so that's a good thing. And another thing, the reason why it's been up in the last couple days is people were worried that the United States were like the central banking interest rates were going to go up, which they expect that they will continue to go up, but it didn't go up really as much as they thought it would. Okay, I'm keeping all this simple, but basically, you know, I'm not going to give numbers and debate. Please comment, like, and subscribe if any of this information is useful to you. But so anyway, I want to explain. So people know that interest rates are going to go up because well, basically the government in collusion with the Federal Reserve created 40% more money just in the last 2 or 3 years. They basically inflated the money supply by 40% compared to the past. It's going to cause inflation, maybe even up to 40% inflation. And if they don't stop, which I don't believe they really are stopping, over time you'll see more and more and more. Since just 1970, the value of the American dollar in spending power has gone down more than 90%. It could even be close to 95 or 99%. You're going to have to research that yourself. Okay, but since 1970, so last, 52 years. So it's a thing that government does basically to try to get itself out of trouble because they don't seem to control their spending. So you voters out there and future voters, keep that in mind when you're choosing a candidate, or if you ever ask a question at a debate or what have you. Like, you know, what are these people going to do to stop inflation and to stop the incredible overspending that government is really known for throughout history? You know, here we have much more of a chance to do something compared to some countries. And so choose good candidates, educate yourself, please. So anyway, so getting back to the Tesla stock, well, what's the deal with, you know, why would stock go up if the interest rates that the central banks have caused to go up didn't go up as much as people expected, or it didn't seem that bad? Well, people are afraid of interest rates going up, because it makes things more expensive overall in the economy. Companies borrow money, especially very large companies borrow money from banks and other financial institutions, and if the interest rates are made to go up, it costs more money. You have less what's called capital investment. If you ever wonder what that is, it's sort of like buying machinery or buildings, or maybe hiring people. I'm not sure people is capital, but you know, if people borrow money to get what they need to increase their business or to make it more efficient and then make more profit, then that would be capital expenditure. And when the interest rates are low, it's much easier for businesses to do it. When interest rates are high, it's going to slow down business and slow down the growth. And so then it means, oh, I don't expect this company to be earning as much as previously because it can't invest as much. So therefore, stock prices would come down. So then, so if they're increasing the interest rates, why would stock prices go up? Well, it's because Tesla's, really doing a good job, and people think in the future it's definitely going to do well, whether the interest rates are high or low, and they're not borrowing that much money. But when something good happens, even if it's overall it's not good, but it's not as bad as expected, and people have money to invest in the stock market, then you could have an up day. People are they're not pessimistic. Now, if there was some really bad news, besides the wars and earthquakes and everything, but something unexpected, new bad news that was, as I said, unexpected. So you can have plenty of bad news, but if you already thought about it and people sort of thought it was coming, whether it was or not, but they thought it was coming, and so if it just comes along, they're not going to be suddenly shocked and upset and then sell stocks out of worry for the future. They would say, oh, well, that's what I expected, this war, this attack, this earthquake, whatever it is. And so then stocks could go up because they had already expected it. And so it was no change. And then something else positive happens and they have extra money. And, so they're just buying. It's just a day to invest wherever they got the money. They're like, okay, I got my paycheck and I'm going to buy. Or institutions, they have their earnings and they buy stock. So that raises the prices. So now, also a lot of people think Tesla's future is very bright. And so really they expect the stock to go up as high as $2,000 per share by the end of 2022. And well, you can get predictions for any price. Some people might say 800, but it's not uncommon, of so-called professional analysts to expect, quite a high price for Tesla just because it's growing. Many people love the product and the company. And when I say the product, actually multiple products. It's not just cars, it's solar and storage of electricity and future products and trucks and semis and so on and so forth. So anyway, long story short, the stock got near to $850, whereas just even a few days ago or maybe a week or two ago, the stock was down even close to about $650. So 650 roughly to 850. So it's been doing very well in the last couple of weeks. Now, if there's some shock, if you're wondering oh, maybe I should invest, it's going up. Yeah, well, if it's going up to 2,000, yeah, and time to invest. But I'm not a fortune teller. I have no amazing crystal ball, magic powers. So I can tell you 2,000. That's what I said people expect, as high as. So that doesn't mean that it's going to be as high as 2,000. It means that's people's expectations. Okay, you have to understand the difference. So this is, information for, let's say, the less experienced, or maybe if you're sort of an average student or below. This is the kind of information that I'm just telling you because maybe you don't understand all these things. Okay, you might have to watch this video a couple times. And by the way, if you wonder why the video is so boring, it's because it's about the information. It's never about the video. I don't have charts and graphs. It's just something to listen to. Yes, so not really something interesting to watch, but that's the way all my videos are. So just keep that in mind. If you're thinking, oh, what a boring video. Well, it's about Tesla stock price. I'm not going to draw a graph. It goes up and down every day. You can check it yourself by searching, say, using your favorite browser or Google or whatever, and just search Tesla stock and then you can find out about it. If you're not an investor, or if you don't have savings for retirement, I completely recommend it. I recommend you get a financial advisor if you don't have one, and to really start saving and investing. And you want to have sort of a comfortable retirement. I've heard recently saying that savings isn't something you should do after you spend your paycheck. Actually, spending is something you can do after you've saved money from your paycheck. So put the savings first, at least 15% of your paycheck. And if you don't have a job, well, just think about ways you can earn money. And you don't have to be employed by somebody to earn money. Self-employed actually do much better overall with earnings, with money. But however you can legally make money and make savings for the future, it's good. And be careful with investing, especially individual stocks. So yes, this is a report about Tesla stock, but a wonderful way to not really do incredibly well. You can still do well, but to not do incredibly well is when you pick individual company stocks. Historically, people that do that, unless they're professionally trained or they're very intelligent, good with math and good with money and disciplined, pretty much people don't do super well choosing individual company stocks. And over a 10-year period, I think maybe 60 or 70% of companies stocks actually end up down, so it's maybe the 30% or 20% of companies do well over long periods of time. So those are the rare ones, and it might not be easy to pick which ones are going to do well in the future, and to manage the money. That's why it's good to have a financial advisor. And so anyway, good luck. And also, let's hope Tesla continues to do well. Over time, it could do really, really well. 3 years from now, it could be $3,000. 4 years from now, it could be worth $4,000 per share. And with a stock split, which means they're going to issue more shares, that price could come down. Sorry about this noise. But people would have more shares, so the value, they wouldn't lose value overall. So don't worry if the numbers that I'm talking about aren't the numbers that you're seeing, because if the stock is at 1,000 and they trade your share, one share for 4 shares with a 4-to-1 stock split, then you have 4 shares worth $1,000 total, even though each one is only $250. So don't worry about stock splits. So yeah, I know this is very basic information. I'm not providing incredible insight. This is just very basic video, and for people sort of in the learning process or who are not the savvy investors. So for you savvy investors out there, I do recommend somebody like Sven Carlson. You can check him out. And just for amusement, even somebody like Graham Stephan or Graham Stephen or something like that, sort of an amusing fellow. And there's a Minority Mindset channel, which is very interesting. And every once in a while, if you're interested in Tesla, check out TMIO. It might be like too much information on Tesla, something like that. TMIO Tesla. And there's a channel called Now You Know, which has pretty cool Tesla information. Very good. Transport Evolved, E4 Electric, and so on. Anyway, those guys are great. There's a sort of a China promoting type channel, The Electric Viking, but actually he's got an Australian accent and a different perspective, and so it's very interesting to watch, despite the fact that he's promoting such a dangerous country with very questionable products, but anyway, some useful information there. There are a lot of good channels about Tesla, about investing, and so good luck, have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up, share these videos. It's really going to be the way we can have just a wonderful future with a clean planet, safe planet, by just following the various types of advice I give in all my videos. Okay, goodbye.